Hi, YouTubers. Today, something really tragic happened to this little girl over here. So, if you come up with me. So, I had this Nepenthes ventricosum for a really long time, and this afternoon, I was going through the garden and the pot broke. And the entire plant got smashed on the ground, and its pictures just like so sad. Like, this is so tragic. Oh, what a day. So I suppose all hope's not lost. So what I'm gonna do is repot the mother plant, the main part of the plant, and make cuttings from this stem, which then obviously means the pitches need to go. Okay, so yeah. So what I'm going to do first is show you what medium I have. So in this pot here, next to my drink, we've got chipped coco-peat. It's chipped. Right, so I've just added warm water to this to expand it because it comes compressed. And in the second bucket, for the cuttings, this is also the same thing, only not chipped. This is mold, it's fine. So it sits nicely around the cuttings when we put them into the pot. Okay, so the medium is not done just yet. So we need to add one thing to this, and that is perlite. So literally what you want to make sure is that you put half perlite, half coco-peat. So that's, look, I didn't measure it, but I'll know when it's half, because you can kind of generally see. I mean, if you've been doing it for a while, then it becomes easier. So I'm just going to mix it in. So the perlite gives it really good drainage, and so does the chips. And the chips also hold quite a bit of moisture, which Nepenthes, they like growing in this stuff. So when you buy this, you need to ensure that both products are buffered. If they're not buffered, you're going to have some problems. And you could buffer it yourself by soaking it in calcium nitrate, I think it is. I forget now, but I think it's calcium nitrate. But I just generally buy it buffered so that it doesn't release salts. And the salts eventually hinder the plant's growth, and then the plant, doesn't really do what it's supposed to be doing, i.e. growing. And in the second one, I'm also going to add some perlite. Okay, there's more in there, and because it's sort of more compact, you want to make sure that the perlite gets in everywhere. You can see that there's still chunks in here as well. Just want to mix it in properly. So this is actually way more, I think, than I'm going to need, but that's fine, because waste not, want not. Okay, great. So, first pot. For the Nepenthes, the actual mother plant, I'm going to use this pot, which is what I call an epiphytic pot. It's generally used for orchids and plants that like air. And in our climate, if you look behind me, it's all forest. So what happens is it's really humid all the time, so these pots tend to work really well. Okay, cool. So first things first, I'm going to use just a plain garden scissors. Okay, and I'm going to begin to snip off. I want one main branch here. So here goes nothing. It's so painful. I'm going to catch it just behind the node, between two nodes. Okay, and snip. So there are 4 pitches on that. And I'm just going to, in the meantime, just cut them off into that container. Very painful to do this. But it's time. I've been thinking about actually making cuttings from this. So there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 nodes. So for a really good cutting, a healthy cutting, you'd want at least 1, 2, 3 leaves on it. And then just below the 3rd leaf, the 4th leaf, you snip. And then we'll do it again. So it's 1, 2, 3, and we'll snip just above that in there. And I'm going to repeat this process. I'm feeling a little less tragic about it all. Still sad. But what I have done is, over here you'll see I've now cut up, like I explained, that entire piece. There are the extra leaves which I've cut off. And these are the extra pitches which I've also cut from the plant. So these are just, I'm going to put them into the compost. So here's the plant now. These are the pitches. I've checked all of these pitches and made sure that they are all still whole, that they can still, they've got capacity to hold fluid. So I'm not going to cut them off unnecessarily unless they've actually been damaged. Yeah. So in this I'm going to put a little bit of the medium. Okay. And then over here, the plant, you'll see the plant still has quite a bit of stuff left on it, but this stuff is, some of it's old, so I'm just gonna like take it off. I'm gonna work directly on the table, as space is an issue. I'm just gently moving it around so that all this powder comes out, so that we can give it some really good fresh medium. You can see it's been in there for nearly about, I think, 2 years. So yeah, that is the root system of Nepenthes ventricosum. And I'm going to clear out all of this old vegetation, like the old leaves and things down there, just to make sure that the plant, let's get my snizzers. I'm just going to cut in there to take those out, and then cut off all the dead pieces. So let's just check. I'm going to hang it over the edge of the table and just nestle it down in there. And then I'm going to take some of that and just kind of work it into the sides of the pot around the plant. So why I'm choosing an epiphytic pot in this case is because it's actually, I've tried this before, you know, with the same species as well, and I've actually found that they respond reasonably well to, like, I don't want to say neglect, but, you know, people generally tend to pamper them, and I found that it's not necessary. I've got one in an orchid basket just kind of hanging above the fish pond, and then I've got another one just sitting on the side of the pond, and it seems to be doing really super well. So the one above the pond dries out regularly, and when I say dry out, I mean the humidity is still maintained because I live in an area with very high humidity, but yeah, it stays dry, stays relatively. Ooh, and that is what you don't want to do, because I wasn't careful. I just snipped that one too. Sorry, that's so unfortunate. And then, guys, that is pretty much Nepenthes ventricosum repotted. You know, I could, because this is hanging down, what I'm going to do is actually put little wires in here and then string it up so I can actually hang it up, so that it gives that the plant the opportunity to actually drape over the edge of the pot. I think that would be nice. And then you want to water this. So again, with Nepenthes or any of the other carnivorous plants, generally you want to use rainwater. If you're, you know, in a city or a place like that, or in a desert and rainwater is not easy to come by, then I suppose bottled water would work. Personally, I haven't ever used that. I use rainwater because it rains quite a lot. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, better yet subscribe. Bye for now.